Let's talk a little bit about Grantline and the work that we're doing there. I mean, this is really, I think, this is huge for us. I mean, it's probably the largest, engineering contract we have underway right now,
Yeah.
right? And talk a little bit about the scope of the work because we just sent out some emails, we do some stuff on Instagram, and people are always asking, when is that going to get started? What's going on there? Um, Talk a little bit about what we're planning to do from White Rock all the way down, heading south towards Jackson and that kind of east side of Rancho Cordova.
Yeah, so we wanna, extend those, improvements that were done by the county around 2015, where they improved
Mhm.
White Rock Road to 4 lanes and extend that down south towards Jackson. So right now, we're working on, the design from from White Rock Road down to Chrysanthy Boulevard. It's about 3.5 miles,
Yeah.
and that's funded with, some state funding, some local funding. So we're advancing the expressway design with Class 1 path through there. Um, and right now, we're gonna start looking at phasing and what this could look like if we just do a 2-lane reconstruction versus building out the whole 4-lane expressway. And of course, that's all, you know, what we do is determined on the amount of funding we get. So
Sure.
trying to figure out, what we can do with that segment, what it's gonna ultimately look like, and hopefully be breaking ground in 2027.
Yeah,
The
it'll be a little tight.
that is highly dependent on being able to acquire all the right of way and doing the utility coordination as well.
Right. So for folks that are trying to visualize what we're going to be doing out there, Highway 65, when you go north and west of Roseville, right, it kind of heads up towards like the Lincoln area, right? And you've got that 4-lane divided highway, but then it actually phases and it becomes a 2-lane, right?
Yeah.
And they've acquired the 4-lane right of way, right? They've built their bridges to accommodate the 4 lanes, but really it's about timing of those improvements, right? And so that's kind of how I've always visualized it is I need to take people out there to Highway 65 and show them that 2-lane phase. Is that kind of how you see it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's we got to build something, in the interim. If it's 2 lanes, we got to build something in the interim that's compatible with the ultimate design, right?
Right.
Where you can easily come in the future and expand it as needed based on the capacity and the needs out there.
Yeah.
Right.
And that makes total sense to me. So I think that'll work out well. And, we really want to get all the way down to Jackson. I mean, that's really the goal. I think, I'm looking at some of these Senate Bill 1 programs, like the local partnership program, which I would hope we could target in like 2026, the next cycle, and maybe leverage some of our momentum with the TSET program. But that's going to depend on the local funds from the county and the city, right? I mean, it feels like we're on like repeat when we talk about, our challenges. It's always about getting the actual funding committed, right?
But yeah, I mean, you have to get the design going. You have to get the ball rolling, right? And so that's really our first step is to try and, get some funding together to start the design going all the way down to Jackson, right? And then you can demonstrate to whether it's the state or feds that your project is a real project, that it's going,
Mhm.
right? And that, hey, if there's an infusion of funding, construction funding, we are going to be able to meet that schedule, right?
Right.
And yeah, it's hard to go in for construction funding and say yeah, well, we don't have design yet, right?
Right, right, right. Yeah. No, that's what we call shovel ready, right? Your project is environmentally approved, it is permitted, your design is underway or nearly finished, and you've got your utilities far enough along. All of these things are going to require utility agreements or right-of-way certification, but it's that momentum. I think that when I think about these projects, eventually they have their own inertia,
Mm.
right? And like part of our job is to get them going, right? And to start to like push this boulder. Sometimes we're pushing a boulder uphill, but like if you can get the thing rolling, its own weight and its own momentum will carry it past the finish line. That's kind of how I think about this
Right.
stuff. Yeah.